Hello, hello, hello. Um, Let me know if you can hear me. It's been so long. I think I forgot what to do. I can see that so many of you here already. So you've beaten me to it, definitely. Um, so let me see. Shannon, hello, Hazel, Emma, Liz. Lots of highs to each other. Nana to the girls. Rainy, Wisconsin. I'm probably saying that wrong, so apologies. It is so hot here. It's like 82 here. I'm not complaining, but I am. So I'll carry on saying hello. I'll complain in a minute. Diane, hello. Caroline, hi. Ben, hello. Betty, Mummy's back hurts so bad. Oh, have you got a bad back as well? Oh, you have had better. You said you struggle with it. Nanny to the girls. Caroline says hello, Mr. Ben. Evening all. From Laura, Hazel, loud and clear, brilliant. Thank you. Right, I'm really sorry about the colour. I looked absolutely fine until I went live. Yes, so just bear with Ben 1 second. He's going to see if he can just bring that contrast or the colour or whatever it is down. Am I still there? So bear with us 1 second. So Ben's just having a look at that contrast and that colour. Because I'm really not that tanned. Ooh, zoomed me in. See, this looks all right, but it's the rest of it, isn't it? It looks a bit dark. I'm still the same Shannon as usual, just changed my profile. Right. I think it's going to differ a little bit on everyone's screen anyway, because it always does. But Ben's just sort of logged in on his phone and I look very tanned. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm normally that white that I'm see-through, so fake tan will do for me. I think that might be a bit. Oh, I don't know. That looks all right. No. It's really weird how it looks fine on the screen here for me, but then when someone else logs on, or like Ben has, it just didn't look right at all. So it's just going to have a bit of a play. See if we can get that colour a bit better. Oh, I look even more tanned now. Rhonda, hello everyone. Wow, I'm actually here and mostly on time. Well, I was a little bit late as well, so I wouldn't worry about that. But while Ben's having a play, if you all can hear me absolutely fine with the colours, I'll just run through a few bits and bobs, my list, so I don't forget anything. So, of course, this is the Jungle of Eden collection. That was no good. No. Fire gets you sacked. Yes, so there's a few sort of things I want to go through. But first, I'm going to talk about most of you, as Shannon's I've just seen her say it. Congrats to Michelle's new DT members. Right, just bear with me. I need to hold the page up to see if it's all right. What do we think? I think that looks great. Right, that looks perfect in front of me. Does that look a bit saturated for you guys? See, look, you're getting a sneaky peek before the sneaky peek. Looks good to me. It looks fine. Well, I'm happy with that. If you all think it looks fine, then that's really good. But you know that I'm going to be posting the pictures in the morning anyway, so you can have a real good look at them. So, yes, right. So, very, very big thank yous go to my Vision Mixer. I'll let you know soon if you've done a good enough job then. Right, so lots of you are saying it looks fine. So maybe it's just Ben's phone. Maybe it's just an excuse for him to say I need a new phone. Right, let me move this. Right, so DT members. I announced through the week, didn't I? My DT members. A few of them are on here tonight. So the Crafter Chimp, Caroline, is one of my DT members. Laura, you all know. I think I did see a couple of other names. I think Liz is on here. She might have popped in to say hello. But we've got Helen and I've got Matt. I wrote their names down so I didn't forget. And now I've lost my piece of paper. Bear with me. You would expect nothing less from me. So Laura, you already know. So I've got a lovely lady called Emma Lowe. She's on the team. We've got Caroline, and then I've got Jill Humphrey. Now, I did share it. Jill Humphrey is amazing. You're all amazing, but she's very much with the mixed media. I know she works with Pentart and other companies like that. So with regards to the mixed media, she brings something totally different. So which is what I wanted. I know Liz as well does a lot of mixed media. So sort of Jill and Liz bring other bits in. They're geniuses really with the mixed media. And then I've got the rest of you are my paper crafters who are all absolutely awesome. So I'm very excited. I've got all my stuff printed out, what I'm going to be sending out to them all for birthday week. So I'm really excited to see what they think when they get all their stuff. You might get a few sneaky peeks tonight, if I remember, because I'm a bit useless. Liz, no pressure then. Liz, no pressure at all. I have just bigged you up so much that now you have to deliver. Caroline, Jill Humphreys is mega. She is, and I keep calling her Humphreys and it's Humphrey. But Jill she's brilliant. Laurie, hello. June is coming quickly. June is coming too quickly. It really is. I'm really happy with the design team I've got because everyone brings something different. Laura, who I've already got on here, she brings classic and clean and simple, and she really works wonders with my papers. And then we've got Helen and Matt who do lots of albums and folios and stuff, as well as beautiful cards. And then obviously I've just gone through Jill and Liz. And then who I've got, Caroline, sort of turns the pan to a little bit of everything. She does beautiful cards. She's done some beautiful little folios and things. So hello, Michelle and everyone. Sorry I'm late as normal. It's all right, Matt. We've just been talking about you. So I've got people whose main thing that they do is very different to each other. So I've got a lovely collection of different talents, different favourite things that they like to do. So very, very happy, and I think that they're going to be bringing you some awesome stuff. Probably will do a couple of sneaky peeks in a little bit. I'm very conscious that I've been talking for a long time now. Nothing's changed there then, has it? Right, so I've gone through my design team. You know that birthday week's coming up. Lots of you have been pre-ordering the birthday kit, and it's rainbow themed. So you've got about another 5 or 6 days to get your deposit down for the birthday kit, because obviously I need to order in everything in sort of bulk and in advance. Design team jungle kit. So I've had a lot of messages where people have missed the pre-order for the jungle kit. I'm happy to do another run of the jungle kit, what I'm going to be showing you tonight, if I get enough people. So I think I'm going to need, again, because I order in bulk, I need enough people to sort of make it worth me having to place that order. So if you've missed the jungle kit, you see it tonight and you decide you want it, let me know. And if I get enough people want it, then I'll put another sort of ordering for that, and you can still get it, but it'll be a couple of weeks before that sort of comes in. So ticking my list off here. So both kits, Sneaky Peeks, I will do it in a little bit. We're going to have a look through these, and I'm just going to do a couple of little quick demos just to show you, just because I want to make something. I'm just using you guys as an excuse. I don't really want to show you anything. Just want to finally be able to make something. Lots of lovely messages coming through. Oh, always love a pink Michelle parcel. If someone received their parcel today. Right, can't wait to get my kit. Oh no, it's exciting. So let's go. Should we go through the kit first? No, we'll go through the kit in a little bit. Let's go through some of the papers. But before I do, I just want to show you. I can't show you it. Shall I tell you why? Because I've used it in my my demo. Oh dear. Right, so Sneaky Peek number 1. So this is going to be one of the it's coming with the birthday kit. So this is from the Jungle collection, what I'm going to be showing you tonight. And this is, as you know, this is how my A4, the 8x8 normally comes. So I've just changed it up a bit. It's just become such a pain to keep measuring these up, because it's just numerous things. The template on here plays up all the time, and I have to keep coming in and adjusting it. And the card that I get is the tiniest little bit narrower. So it is 8.2 wide, but the tiniest slither at the bottom compared to the top means it goes off. And you can see that there, can't you? You can see how it just goes off a little bit. Now, it doesn't really matter per se, because you're still getting your 2 toppers, and this is still an 8x8. But what you're having to do is you're having to cut round the 8x8. You're having to cut a white border on each side. So what I'm going to do, from now on, your A4 or your 8x8 is going to come like this. So I've made the top topper the full width. I know it's not a big difference, but it just means, for what I keep sticking to this because it's so warm, it just means that you don't have to cut that border away around the top. It's still 8 inches down at the bottom. These are still 2 lovely toppers. There's a lot of white space along the bottom of this one, so which is why it sort of looks like it is. I'll bring you in another one. So can you see? It feels a lot better. I actually think it looks a little bit sleeker, to be honest. So your new A4s are going to be coming like that. And this is a sneaky peek of one of the birthday releases. So just when you get your new A4s, this is just what they're going to look like now. Right, let me put those away. Oh, that looks funny, huh? Oh. So let me pop these away, because we'll start going through them now. Now, these so warm here. I've got a lovely fan right underneath the desk pointing up, and it's making it so lovely. It's so lovely. Oh, you got Pink Post yesterday. Love it. Oh my, look at that. I'm very glad you like it, Caroline. Hazel, love it. Such a nice idea. It just every time I go to use my sort of my A4 pad, I'm cutting away the white border around the top, and I know it's not a big deal, but it's just easier, and I think it looks a little bit nicer doing it this way. So, what? Another sneaky peek incoming. I've got some background papers that I am releasing. So it's going to be sort of my everyday backgrounds, everyday collections, you know, just like more of a normal background. And I've got a couple I'm going to show you here that are going to be in the Rainbow Craft Kit. So from now on, when you receive if it's the backgrounds collection that you buy, this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to, your A4 this is what it's going to look like. So it's not going to look like this at all. Your backgrounds are just going to be a full A4 sheet. Again, it's a background. So I just thought for your A4s, it's easier, it's nicer. You've got more on there. So if you buy the A4s and you've got something that's 9 inches, you can be using it because obviously it is the full sheet. So the backgrounds are going to be a full sheet in your A4s. And then if it's a main collection, that is what your A4s are going to look like. You're still going to get those. The reason that the main patterns aren't going to be the full length is because it's when I make these, design them and print them out, and by I mean Ben, we do it as a square. So to put it onto an A4, it stretches. It either stretches that design out or it cuts it down. So that's why the main designs are going to stay like that. And the backgrounds can go like that because of obviously the repeat on it. So you can get away with it. Louisa feels sorry she's late. Oh, I don't know. And then, so this is going to be one of the rainbow pads that come in that Rainbow Craft Kit. And then this is another one. So you've got some lovely pastels with rainbows on, with that repeating pattern. So that is what my backgrounds are going to be. You're going to have that repeating pattern. And then you've got a little bit of both in that craft kit. You can have something lovely and bold. You're going to have something lovely and pastel-y. And there is something else, like paper pad wise, that's going to be going in there as well. I know it's because you can. If I lift it up, look, and it's just because the light's on it. There you go. Look, you can see that better now, can't you? My producer's just come in. He says you can't see it very well. There you go. So that is what's going to be coming in the craft kit. By the time I'm done, you were going to see everything, aren't you? Right, so love that background. They are lovely. Right, so shall we get on with one? Oh, we'll do the Birds of Paradise first. So all 3 of these pads that are launching today. Hello, guys, you're a little bit late. It's rude, very rude. All 3 of the pads that you're going to get today, they're all of my Jungle of Eden. So what you've got is, you've got the Jungle of Eden waterfalls. So that's sort of my backgroundy page or pad. You've got the Animals of Eden, and then you've got the Birds of Paradise. So let me pop those to the side. Right, so let's go through this one. As always, I love the front page, or the front page. Yeah, the front page, isn't it? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's always one of my favourite bits, because you get to have a lovely sneaky peek of what's coming in it, don't you? So, as the front says, Birds of Paradise. Now, as a 12 by 12, I know it's big. So remember, I always say, don't forget your 6 by 6s are a topper. And so are your 8 by 8s. But your 12 by 12s, they are obviously your scrapbooking, they're going to wrap around your albums, things like that. But to cut it down into cards, fussy cut all of those elements out. But the colours are just divine. They're bold. We've got that beautiful sort of watercoloured ink splash or effect going on still. Not as much through this, but it's still there. It's almost becoming like a signature of ours. It just works so well. And then you've got this one. So obviously they're not all going to be full on real. I animals, birds, for the simple reason that Ben did this. So as he was designing it and building it up, that bird went in front of one of the flowers. And I said, oh my God, you've got to leave that because it looks amazing. So we have a fabulous bird there with the most wonderful mohawk. A mohawk that money can't buy, the beautiful toucan, and again, all those beautiful flowers that you're going to cut this down into separate cards. You're going to build it up, you're going to fussy cut, you're going to do whatever you want, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Unless you're Emma. Emma Thrower's not a fan of birds. She's got a little bit of a phobia. So I should have warned her, really. Maybe not to watch for this paper pad. But again, it's just beautiful. This is just one of my most favourite flowers. That bird of paradise is just stunning. And so you can see on this one a lot more, all of that sort of watercolour effects that you've got. I think it's just beautiful. I love, it's almost like a savannah sun, isn't it? And then this one is a little bit more, the colour isn't as intense on this one, but there's, in the waterfall, there's a colour that's not as into a couple of pages that have got that more pink sky coming through, you know, that when it goes sort of beautiful and pink. So this one's going to work perfectly with it. So don't think, well, the others are bold, this isn't, because there's going to be something that works in each with everything, if that makes sense. And look at this. Now, isn't he beautiful? If you're a scrapbooker or you've got a scrapbooking book, I'd say that very carefully. You're going to frame it. You're going to do nothing else. It is just, isn't it beautiful? And again, you've got that beautiful colour going through it. My favourite flowers too. They're stunning, aren't they? It's okay, Michelle. It's been near them. That's the problem. That's all right. Is it a little bit like me with butterflies? They're all right if they're on a paper pad. But if they're near me, then it's no. So again, beautiful toucan, little hummingbird. I'm not going to try and pronounce that because is it Monsterata? I'm going to say it wrong. But everything, it's just, it matches the heat in this kitchen today, I've got to tell you. Snack, Emma, I was attacked by butterflies. Again, I love the sun. I think it just sort of makes it or breaks it, doesn't it? It's just absolutely beautiful. Birds of paradise again. I just love the sort of watercolor effect on it. Monsterata. That's how I see it. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. If you and I are saying it, Gaz, it's not necessarily the correct way. So yeah. It's like when the light from this side hits it, it really gives you the true colour. Tiny little hummingbird there. Hummingbird. It's a hummingbird, isn't it? It's got that long beak. Anyway, it's a pretty bird. And then I think this is the last one. These are definitely hummingbirds. And I absolutely love it. I love this. I love the hibiscus flowers. I love the hummingbirds. I love the watercolor effects. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. There would be something wrong if I didn't love it, wouldn't there? It's it would be a little bit weird. So I thought what I would do before we carry on and go and do the other two pads, I'll move that there. I thought we'd do it just thought we'd look at a pad and we'd do a demo. We'd look at the pad and we'd do a demo, just to break it up a little bit. So what I've got here is obviously some card and paper. We're just going to create, so what I want to show you, oh my God, she's doing a demo. What I want to show you is some ways of really showcasing the papers without you feeling like you've just got to create a mat and layer on a card and nothing else, because you don't want to cut it up, you don't want to cover it up. So what I want to try and do is show you a few different ways to just do, because we all love a bit of a fun fold or something like that. So I thought I'll just show you just a few different ways to create a nice fun fold card and really show off those papers. So what I've got here, bear with me because I'm just going to knock everything over. Just bear with me. I have, oh, right, I didn't want to use this one. I'll use it, it's fine. Just I've got the measurements on here for you. Right, I've got a piece of card and it's a bit dusty. It's 8 by 6. There we go. It's 8 by 7.5, and I've scored it at 1.5 inch, and I've scored it at 3. It's just almost like a Z. Well, it is. It's a Z fold card that we're going to be doing, but with a little bit of a difference. So this is the card. This card that I'm using is the card that is with this collection. So you know when I said I want to start bringing you some coloured cardstock. So this is it. So if I just reach over. So you've got this lovely green, you've got the orange, you've got that beautiful red, you've got a yellow, and I'll just bring this little piece in here, and you've got that green. So I'm doing these as well alongside each release that I do. I want to sort of add some colours in of plain cardstock that you can be using. So, and obviously this is the other green. So you've just got that Z fold. It's single Z fold for now. Now, if I bring in this, so this is just, I think I did 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and it's scored exactly the same. Obviously, we turn that round and we fold it. And this is your Z fold card, isn't it? Which is fun. It's fine. You can pop that sort of, it's a double Z fold actually. You can pop that anywhere. So what I was thinking is, instead of having sort of that single Z fold, and then you've got a double Z fold. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring 4 of these in. So this is 7.5 inches high. And these are all 1.5 inch wide. So what we're going to get, let me give that a bit of more of a burnish. You've got a different take on a Z fold card. So what we're going to do, now you can mat and layer these up if you want. I'm going to bring in, so that's going to go on the front. So let me leave that there. So this is one of the pieces from the waterfall collection that I'm going to show you in a minute. Now I've cut it a little bit short. It really doesn't matter for me because once I've got these on, you're not going to really see it anyway. So I've got myself turn them round, the piece of pattern paper. So we've got this at 7.5 inches. That is 5 inches, and these are 1.5 each. So this particular one is, I've cut it that 1/8 of an inch shorter. Because it's on the back, it really doesn't matter because a lot of it's going to be covered up. But I wanted, obviously, the pattern paper, because by the time you've got all 4 of these on, I want there to be enough space in between each of these for you still to see beautiful paper coming through. So this is, I will give you all the measurements. That is 4 3/4, and it should be by 7 3/8 because I've obviously cut it short. And then these are just, they're not 1.5, they are 1 3/8 inch wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue those in first. Now, this is where you can either matte and layer a different colour behind it. If you just want to put some colour on the edges to make it look like there's a matte and layer, you can do. I'm not going to do it to the back bit because, again, lots of it's going to be, the edges are definitely going to be covered up. So it's not really going to make a difference if I do that or not. So let's pop that on here. And then these two as well. Love seeing you do a demo and loving the papers. Thank you very much. I just thought, of course, I had the realization when I was wrong one. Am I upside down? No, wrong piece. So yes, I had the realization when I was laid up in bed that I should be doing demos when I'm doing a bit of a launch, just to show you how much fun really they are to work with. No, I'm going to cut that too wide. I don't think I have. Bear with me. Let's just trim that off. I just haven't trimmed this one down. So because these are 1.5 inches, I just want to trim this down to 1 3/8, and I just hadn't done it. There we go. Get rid of that. Now it should fit perfectly. And that glue just dried a bit too much. And plus it's just a bit more fun, isn't it? Seeing a pad and then seeing a demo and then seeing a pad and seeing a demo. So that is the background. Now, if you just wanted to do that single Z fold, what you could do then is you could bring in whatever piece of paper you wanted to add as a topper on there. It's entirely, it's a bit of a sneaky peek there. Whatever you wanted to do. If you just wanted to create a 6x6 or an 8x8, just by trimming your card into any kind of strips, diagonal, straight, horizontal, it just adds a little bit of fun and a little bit of interest to, instead of just putting on it as a 6x6, which still looks beautiful, but it's just a lot more fun. So now we're going to pop these on, but obviously I'm going to pop a design on the front. So this is a piece from, obviously, one of the Animals of Eden paper pad. Now, I've already sort of scored it. So what I've got here is I've got a piece of paper. And it is 8 inches, because this is 8 inches, so it obviously needs to match. But again, I'm going to trim it down. So this is 5 inches wide. So my first score line is at 4 3/4. 4 and 1 2 3/4. Count then. Sorry, I just saw a message, a comment. The colour palette spectrum is from a soft and subtle to a vibrant and loud spectrum. Vibrant and loud, I've always lived on that side of any kind of spectrum. So anyway, so this is my piece of paper. It's if I take these 4, they add up. So the 1.5 inches, so they add up to, what is that, 2, 4, 6 inches. So I don't need this much higher. So this was just a piece and had spare, which happened to work perfectly for what I want to do. So we're just going to cut it into strips. So I've scored it here at 4 3/4. Let me turn it over so I can see my score lines better for you. So it's scored at 4 3/4, obviously to fit on that 5 inch. And then this is 1 1/4, and this is 1 1/4. So it's scored at 6 and then 7 1/4. So put those score lines in first, because I don't want to cut this into strips and then do those score lines. For one, it's just easier to do it this way, and for two, it means that your score lines are obviously going to match up perfectly because they're all there together. So can you see the score lines? So what we're going to do is each of my strips is 1.5. So I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to cut this down to 1 3/8. So we're going to cut 4 strips. Now, maybe I should have started from the top, but it really doesn't matter because you sort of get the idea. So what I also need to do is, I'll do it on here. So I've got my 4 strips and I've got the score line there, I've got the score line there. I just need to trim this last little bit off that I just left on until I've made sure everything was scored correctly. There we go. So let me get this in the correct order. Now, like I say, I know I've cut his head off. If you've cut from the bottom instead of the top and you realise that you really needed that bit on, it should have been on. Because what we're doing is we're cutting in strips and stuff, you can still get away with it. So we could technically pop that on there, and with a little bit of sort of measuring, we could trim the top bit of this and pop it on there. If you leave that tiny sliver of green in between that bit and what you would cut off there, it looks like you've done it on purpose rather than by accident. And then you would carry on doing it all the way down to the bottom. So each of these would have a thicker strip and a thinner strip instead of just that one strip on there. Does that make sense? So you can still get away with having cut the poor leopard's head off. But like I say, it doesn't really matter because it's just really me just showing you a few ideas. So let's pop that to the side. Quickly, we're going to get these glued on. This bit is entirely up to you. You could make that long enough so you can fold them together, but we're going to trim them. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer again very quickly and line those up. So let's just pop. So it doesn't go all the way through, just do it again. And then just line those back up again. And then there we go. So try and keep them in some sort of order. And then, right. So let's get these glued. And again, you can ink around the edge. This is where actually it would work. You can just get whatever ink pad it is you're using. I'm not going to do it because I don't want you to sit and watch me inking all these up for ages. But just get your ink pad and just do it on the edges. Just slightly lean it over a little bit and the ink just goes across the edge and it gives you that illusion of a matten layer. But then obviously it's not adding the weight. So if you're posting it or anything like that, that's always the bonus. So 1, 2. So when you're putting them on, pop these together and then adjust this the same distance, because sometimes with all the will in the world, we're slightly off. Now, when there's just one, you don't see it can be slightly off, but when you want to line them up together, it's going to be more noticeable. So bring that up to that one and line that up that way. And what this does is, so I've got this image, this beautiful image, and by cutting it up and putting it back together like this, you still get to see that beautiful design that you didn't want to cut into because you didn't want to waste any of it. But by doing it like this and putting it back together, just really elevates it. So this is where I get confused because I'm not any good at these puzzle pieces. That one's definitely there. Is that there? That's definitely wrong. Click that one. Oh. Who let me mix them up? Who was that? Well, that's got to be right, hasn't it? Was that one? I don't even know what that is at this point. But you get where I'm going. But when you're doing it, you'll keep yours in order. So let's not worry about those middle bits for now. And what I will do is just some, because you've got the fold that goes like that anyway. So 100% for me at the minute, doesn't really matter about that bit. You at home, always learn from my lesson of mixing them up. This is fun, ask your grandson to help. Oh, I've had him today. So today was the first day his mum went back to work. So we're going to have him 2 days a week while she works. She's like, she's a hairdresser and beautician. So her first day today back at work was today. So we had Theo, and it was just so lovely. He's 7, nearly 8 months old. He's such a character. We've had so much fun with him. Right, so bringing this back in now, I need to just refold those. And actually, can you see I've scored this and I folded it back on itself a couple of times. There's no cracking. So you're not, and you can see it there as well, can't you? There's no cracking on this card. And I know that was a question that someone asked me. How does it score? Does it score any good? And it absolutely does. I wouldn't want to bring you something that scars and cracks that I wouldn't want to use. So I haven't. Right, like we normally do, that first Z-fold piece is going to go on the bottom. I'll take a picture. What I normally do, Shannon, is when I cut them up, I leave them there, and on the back, I just number them 1, 2, 3, 4. But obviously, I didn't. Just didn't today. So you know that it's going to Z-fold like it always does. So let's pop. I'm going to pop the top one on first. And I've measured them so there's a 1/2 inch in between each one. But I always pop the top on and the bottom first. And then you can just get the middle pieces in so much better. So again, I know that I've put paper on there and lots of it's going to be covered up, but also you're still going to see that beautiful design through. So just pop a little bit of glue just on that bottom bit and just on that top bit. And then we'll just flatten it out just to glue those two pieces down. Because you've got that lovely rainbow effect going through it as well. It really just makes that, well, all the designs, all the animals, just a little bit different. So I'm going to line this up with the markings on here. And then I can use my mat to judge that 1/2 inch. So hold it there, flatten it all out. And I'll do the same on this one. I mean, this is inches. I always tend to work in inches. Obviously, if you work in centimetres, you'll use the other side. So 1/2 inch. And then you can see I've got it perfect. And obviously, you're going to have the rest of your pattern on there. So let me make sure that they're nice and stuck. And then you can fold it that way. So what you've got, I've got a 5 by, did I say 7? I've got a 5 by 7.5 card. So if you just take it down 1/2 inch, you've got a 5 by 7 card. But can you see, you've still got the design, you can see through, and you can still see it here and here. So you've just got a lovely, lovely card. You've cut it up, you've done your crafty bit, you know, you've satisfied the need to cut something up, but you've still popped it back on, and you've still got all of that beautiful design on there. So then now what you can do is, if you've got a topper that you want to put on there with your sentiment, you can pop it wherever you want. Absolutely. Obviously, you're going to pop in some foam pads because you want some height between your topper and the back. Now, this, I'm going to show you these in a second. This is one of the full images from the animal one in a 3 by 3 topper. So I'm going to pop it, I'm not going to do it now, but I'm going to pop it on maybe some green card or the darker green. So, you know, it stands out even more. We're going to pop it on, and then your sentiment, whatever your sentiment is going to go on top of that. But you've just got it's just a little bit different, but you're still getting to see all of your design. I love this one. You can make these as big or as little as you want. Really go to town. But obviously then when it folds up, it's still going to go in an envelope. And it's just over a 5 by 7. So I'm going to pop that there because I'm going to bring these in. Perhaps cut one strip and glue and then move to the next one. Yeah, that would work as well. Definitely. Very much feel like my demonstrations are 50% this is what you do, and 50% this is what you don't do. I like to show you a little bit of everything. Right. So I'm going to bring these in, but let me just, having lunch and watching on my 50-inch TV. What a difference. Oh, wow. Can't wait to make one of my art cards. Yes. I love how the giraffe is just like I'm watching you, girl, in the background. Just like that. Absolutely. You're all loving it, so thank you very much. It's just, it just feels better that I'm actually showing you some papers and then showing you what you can do with them. So what I'm going to start offering is, because I've had lots of comments and chats with people for smaller versions. So I'm going to start offering pack that's going to come with each collection. So this pack, what you're going to get in it is you're going to get for each. So in this one, I've got 3 pads. So you're going to get all of those designs in multiple different sizes. So this is roughly the 12 images in a 3 by 3. You're going to get the 12 images in a 3 by 4. So if I lay those next to each other, you can see that because of the obviously different orientation, it doesn't necessarily have the whole thing in, but It still makes a lovely topper. And then let me find that one here. And then you're going to get them in a 4x3. So can you see the design? So you're going to get, we're going to offer packs of toppers of everything. So there's the full 12 images with the animals. You've got the full 12 images with the birds. So again, in all those 3 sizes. And then the waterfalls as well, you're going to get in. So I'm going to offer that as a pack for those, obviously, for those of you that who want them. I've had lots of interest in these, so I just thought actually that'd be a nice thing to do. So shall we go on to trying to get them in order to look at the next pad? So which one did we look at? We looked at birds, didn't we? Should we look at the animals now? Gaz, you took my demo right out of my mouth. You could make a super cute patchwork piece with those different size small toppers. So I'm not fully showing you now. I've got 3 different card sizes here. So that's a 4.5 by 8. I've got a 6 by 6 and I've got a 5 by 7. Now these two have got the coloured cardstock on, because what you can be doing is, so let's pick one of these. I'm going to pick, I think it's my favourite if I can find it. Saying it's my favourite, they're all my favourite. This one. I absolutely love this one. I obviously will show you it bigger in a minute. So what you can do is, that's a 3 by 3. So what you can do is you can pop that on there and you can bring in some of your backgrounds. Now, what I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to stagger them. Whatever size I use, I'm going to stagger them. You can butt them up to each other if you want. If you're inking your edges, butt them up to each other because they're still going to stand out. Or you can leave as much room in between each one. So let me bring in some more of these. And then what you can do is you can create, as Gaz has just said, a beautiful patchwork effect. I want to stagger that side differently to that side. But what you're going to do is you're going to get that beautiful patchwork effect. Obviously, I'm going to glue into that green piece of card. I'm going to trim them down. My middle one, what I want as a maybe focal piece, I might mat and layer that one and have it a little bit higher on some foam pads to make that stand out. But you're going to create amazing patchwork sort of designs with this one. So if you don't want any colour behind it at all, you can go straight in with, let's bring in these, just straight onto your card, have one of your waterfall ones in the middle, or actually, let me bring this in. So you've got your matte layer that you're not going to glue down yet, and actually bring it like that. And then again, you can design such a fabulous patchwork effect one if you want. Obviously, when you turn it back round, you've got that beautiful design going on an angle. So if you don't want the design going on a real strong angle, you can still, let's stagger that again, create a beautiful patchwork effect. Now, if you wanted to use all these, which are all the waterfall ones, and finish that up, and because they're on an angle, what you can do is you can then bring in maybe one of your 3 by 4 sizes. You can pop that in the middle on some foam pads, maybe add a matting layer behind it, and you've got some fabulous cards. I'm going to make some and post them to give you lots and lots of ideas, because these are obviously going to make amazing just toppers or gift tags, things like that. But they're going to make some amazing backgrounds for your cards. So you're going to get 36. So you're going to get every single image in these 3 pads in these smaller sizes. And you're going to get them in all 3 sizes as well. So, and that we're doing those, I've wrote it down. I worked it out and I've wrote it down on my little list of things to mention. So they're going to be $6.99 for a pack of 36 toppers or smaller pieces of fabulously patterned paper. Right, so we've been looking at those animals, so let's have a full look at the big piece. Sometimes we operate on the same brain. We do, we definitely do. Like most patchwork quilts, there is sashing. Yes, but what you can also do as well is, you know, when you see, I'll do it on the back, you see some people can do that beautiful sort of stitch effect, can't you? I'm rubbish at it. Or you get some people who do that lovely. I really, really don't do it because I'm rubbish at it. But you get people who do the lovely stitch effects down the sides of each of those. You can do that obviously on the other side with one of your white gel pens or a black marker, and then do that patchwork, because that's going to look awesome as well. There's just so much scope for that sort of pack of toppers. It's unbelievable. I've had 1,000 ideas today with regards to those. Right, so we've been looking at them. We're going to have a real proper look now. So this is the Jungle of Eden, and it's the Animals of Eden. And they're not necessarily all Sahara animals or jungle animals or this animals. They're just all fabulous animals. Because I was saying to Ben, can we have giraffes and can we have this and can we have that? And he was like, you do know that they're all like from different. And I was like, yes. But for me, they're just animals of Eden. They're just fabulous. So you're going to get, so don't say to me, but that one doesn't live in the same place, because I know. I absolutely know, but they work together in this paper pad. Now you're going to get lots of animals that, so this is the one that you saw me use here. This majestic, beautiful piece there is the one that I used on the card that I posted a couple of weeks ago. So again, you've got bits that are going to beautifully fussy cut out, but obviously in a small, oh, let me bring the same one in a smaller piece or in the 6x6, it's just a beautiful topper, isn't it? But again, you've got that beautiful rainbow of colour going through it. He looks like he's just seen that you're eating his lunch. I didn't realise I loved elephants as much as I do until I did the baby collection that I just released with the baby elephants. And then this one, I think they're just the majestic animals like this, aren't they? And I think Ben's really done them justice. Now, I love this one because obviously he's in black and white and he's in colour, and it just really works that you've got the monochromatic lion going out into that rainbow of colours. Again, you've got the hummingbird up there. He wants to know what the hell you're doing because he's got that look on his face. I think, yeah, definitely. This would work for babies. The jungle theme in there, their nurseries, definitely. I want to put sunglasses on that giraffe. But that is exactly what I said to Ben. I said he needs sunglasses. The middle one would make a great pocket with animal in it, absolutely. They're just amazing. I love these so much. So again, you can see the fussy cutting possibilities if you wanted to. Look at this adorable, teeny tiny Fulham down in the corner. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? But again, you don't have to fussy cut these. Don't look at a pad and think, oh, it looks fussy cutting. That's what I've got to do with it. You obviously do not at all. It's just a beautiful background. And if you like your clean and simple, there's lots. Sorry, my phone's going off. I'll sort it in a second. If you like the clean and simple, because there's lots of white going on, it's going to work beautifully on those kind of projects as well. Right, let me turn my phone down if I can find it. Bear with me. The one thing I always forget to do, um, I mean, these are perfect. If you've got one of the main images and you want to fussy cut, if you saw today, Hannah posted some cards that she'd made for me, and she's fussy cut lots of these out. She's got one of the lions. I think it's the lions. She's fussy cut him out, and then she's fussy cut lots of these out, and they're coming from behind the lion, and it really makes him pop. It looks awesome. So again, this is just a beautiful background. So you've got your 8x8 card, you're going to mat and layer this, and then on the front, you're going to have either one of your smaller toppers, you're going to have your 6x6, whichever part of the 12x12 animals that you've cut out. It's a beautiful, just nice background. So again, if you're loving that white space, you don't need to do anything to that, but you can see you've got that potential to fussy cut these out. And again, the colours all run beautifully through it. And in this particular one, you've got, I think it's 5 or 6 of these sort of background pieces that are going to really, really work well behind the 6 or 7 of the animals in there. And again, you've got another beautiful one right there, the parrot, the lovely flamingo. Just absolutely gorgeous. Hannah's samples are always amazing. They are. I'm very lucky. So Hannah, like I was saying before, Hannah and Laura have got 2 totally different styles, which is what I want. What they make is totally different to each other, but it gives you twice as many ideas, doesn't it? So that's exactly what you want. So we've gone through 2 pads. We've had 2-ish demos. This is nearly finished. I'll pop a topper on it and I'll post the finished one. I showed you how to do the patchwork bits, and then we'll go through this. This is the Jungle of Eden. This is the waterfalls. So this is what I use on the background in this. Now I know you can't see very well because it's looking a bit dark for you, but when I'm looking at this, when you fold it flat, you can see you've got that beautiful background image coming through. And when it's stood, you can see down, obviously from all of the angles. So you're getting twice as much. As much as you've covered your background up, you can still really see it. And then obviously you can see the forefront as well. So that's just a beautiful idea, beautiful sort of fun fold that really showcases your papers. Right, waterfalls. So, when I was saying some of them have got that like pinky sun setting, this is one of those. And I think this is my favourite one because it's got that beautiful pinky sort of tone to it. I just absolutely adore it. And again, you can see more at the top how it looks like watercolor paper. So you really get that watercolor of like it's been watercolored running through it, which again is something we love. So, I mean, let me bring it in. You've got 2 totally different ones there. So you're not just getting a pack of 12 waterfalls. The difference from one to another is, well, you can see how big the difference is. I absolutely. But again, I love this. I love how moody and sort of stormy it looks. So this is definitely a paper pad that is for everyone. man, woman, child. Because there's nothing in there that's pink or flowery or that's, you know, masculine and, you know, from the one extreme to another. There's not anyone gonna not like this pad. It's going to work for everyone. Beautiful waterfall. I love the moody sky. And then on to the next one. So again, from one to the next, how different they are. Until I went to Hawaii, I thought Bird of Paradise only came in colour, but what is there. I did not know that, Rhonda. I will have to look that up. In Surrey, there's RHS Garden called Wisely. They have a hot house and they have beautiful Bird of Paradise plants in there. Oh, and hibiscus and passion flowers. Oh, that sounds lovely. No butterflies, though. I might visit it as long as there's no butterflies. I love this one. I love the lovely little lazy path, the waterfall. I love just everything. But again, if I bring it up, you see how you've got that lovely watercolour texture effect sort of going through it. And again, let me bring it in because from one to the next, so different. So again, you can see how I know you've all got hundreds of dies and stamps and stencils and everything in your stash that are going to work beautifully with these. Even if the only thing you do is create a 6x6 card and add an edgeable, so you've got like a decorative edge. Even if that's all that you do with it, you still are bringing your stash in to work with these, and they're going to work with everything that you've got. If you've got silhouettes of animals, I know Crafter's Companion because I obviously worked there. I have got loads of flamingos and they've got loads of birds and they've got so all those you can be die cutting or stamping and using. It's going to work with this. I know Hunky Dory have I think you're going to have lots of stuff already in your stash that are going to work perfectly with these. And this is one of the reasons that I bring paper to you and why I love paper so much, because when you are creating, when you are crafting, the one thing that you need, besides obviously a base of card, is pattern paper. And I love paper. So you're always going to need pattern paper. So you can buy that flamingo die, and really you've got a flamingo die. You don't need that many in your stash. You probably will get that many in your stash. You see the difference from one to another. Again, you've got more pink and purple going through this one. So yeah, so I can bring you all those dies and stamps that you've probably all already got, but what I want to do and what I love doing is bringing you the papers, because that's what we need. Even if we're a beginner and we've got nothing, that as a beginner, what are you going to get? You're going to get some cardstock and you're going to get some pretty paper. And if you've got nothing else, that's when the clever cutting comes into it. So even as a beginner, if you've got nothing else, some paper, some cardstock, and you can create some amazing stuff. And the fact that I don't do a one and done, that you can still always get these, means that you're not scared to use them either. You can bring those two together off. You can order this now and you can use all 12 sheets and not be worried that you've used your last favourite piece, because you can reorder in a month's time, in 6 months' time. Because one of the things I hate is buying paper and then going back to see if I can get any more and not being able to. We all hate that, which is why we all never use up that last piece of paper or card for my favourite paper card. So that is the waterfalls. So available in the 12 by 12, the A4 and the 6 by 6s. We pop that there. I'll come to cook later. That is your Animals of Eden. Again, obviously available in all 3 sizes. And your Birds of Paradise. Available in all 3 sizes. And then what you're going to get in this topper pack is all 3 pads in all 3 sizes. So you've got the roughly a 3 by 3, a 3 by 4, and a 4 by 3. So you're getting a heck of a lot of card there, paper. That card pack, let me bring it all in again to show you. Let me bring this over. So what you're going to get with this is you're going to get 20 sheets. You're going to get 4 sheets in 5 colours. It is $8.99. It's a 300 GSM smooth matte cardstock, and you can see that it scores beautifully. So I think, do we have time for me to show you another little demo? Yes. Where's my other little demo? Bear with me because it's gone. And I've got a new chair as well because my other one decided to break. Right, I'm going to bring this in first. See a look. So that's the full card pack with full colours. All right, so this is the kit. I'm going to show you the kit. I'm just trying to get it all together because I've thrown it all everywhere as I do. I know there's more. Bear with me. It's there. I've hid it. I knew it was somewhere. Right. I haven't cut all this down because I just haven't got round to doing it yet. But I did post on my page a little while ago exactly what you're going to get in here. Demo. Absolutely. I'm going to do another demo. I do have one ready to go. I'll quickly show you this there. So you're all going to get, I know it's only one, but they're expensive. So you're all going to get a lovely Bird of Paradise. And it's lovely and bendy, so you can have it in whatever way, shape or form that you want to pop it onto your project. So you're going to get a lovely Bird of Paradise. I'm just going to grab my phone because I've got it all wrote on here. Right, so you get the 12 by 12 waterfalls. And then you can pick the 6 by 6 that comes with the kit. So you get 12 by 12 with the kit, and the 6 by 6 you can pick between the animals and the birds. You're going to get this giant stencil. Now, this is a 12 by 12 stencil. And of course, even though it's 12 by 12, you can still use small sections if you want to. Now, my kit is £40. This on its own to buy is $18.99. So just sort of wanting to show you the value of the kit. Let's have a look. What's next? Ooh, you're going to get a sheet of these lovely green gems in all those different colours. You're also going to get, that did nothing, did it? Let me lift that off. Pearls. So you're going to get a sheet of pearls as well. So you're going to get green gems and you're going to get some lovely white pearls. I'm just going through my list. You can see it, can't you? 2 rolls of washi tape. So you're going to get 2 rolls of washi tape. So can you remember what I just showed you, sort of the patchwork effect with the toppers? You can sort of do that. I love to do it with your washi tape. And the fact that I'm going to give you sort of a dark one and a light one. And again, so, you know, you're going to add your strips onto your card base and you're going to alternate them. So you've got a lovely patchwork effect with your washi tape, and that makes an awesome background. So don't get your washi tape and only use it for taping your dies down. It makes beautiful backgrounds. Even if it's just a 3 by 3 topper, that you want to create a background or you want to create a full 6x6 or 8x8 background, it's going to work perfectly on there. So you're going to get those as well. Hello, Christine. Fancy seeing you here. What else are we going to get? So you washi tape. You're going to get 30 of these acrylic beads. Let me cut them open. So I'll pop them in here. You're going to get 30 of these. They're the most beautiful pearlescent green, and you've got that gold on the edges. So can you see the gold on the edges? They're absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to get 30 of those. You are going to get one of these wooden trays or, frame. It's entirely up to you. I've included this because obviously it's MDF, so you can ink it up, you can paint it, whatever. But what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to create such a lovely little, either a little display with all of these bits, with your cut-offs of your paper. So it can just be a little display. It can actually go on your wall because it's almost like a shadow box. If you want to ink it up, if you want to use your rice papers or anything like that, and you want to have it as a coaster, you absolutely can. There's so many different things. And again, as soon as I'm well enough, we're gonna create something with this whole kit. But my idea, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make it roughly an 8x8 album, and on the front, I'd like to have lots of depth on the front of my albums. So we're going to decorate it up. I haven't fully decided if we're going to ink it, we're going to paint it, we're going to what, but we're going to pop that on the front of our album. And we're going to have whatever it is we want in there. We're going to decorate it up with these. If you just want some paper in there with a picture of who are you giving the album to? Is it a baby album? Is it for your kids? You're going to pop a picture of them in, and we're really going to sort of decorate it up with all of these sorts of bits. A washi tape background. You've got your 3.5 by 3.5 piece of card. Washi tape it up, pop it in the middle. You've got a beautiful background there. I love wooden elements. I really do. I think they just. I think they're underrated, and I think there's just so much that you can do with them. Can you still buy this kit? No and yes, Emma. So I've got no kits left in stock. I have had a few people say exactly the same thing. So I'm going to pop a post on my page later. And if you're interested in a kit, if I get enough people to warrant me buying some more, because I obviously buy all this in bulk, then I can put another order in. So it'll be like another pre-order. If I get enough, then I will put another order in for another set of these. So if anyone else wants to put their name down on that list, just message me and let me know. This kit makes me want to sit on a beach with a cocktail. Absolutely. Totally 100% agree. Right. So what you also are going to get is you're going to get, they're all a little bit different, but we've got some of these. So you're going to get a couple of these leaves. So again, ink it up, pop it in there, have it on some foam pads or, have some height in there. You can have it on the edge. We're going to have a lot of fun. So you're going to get a couple of these. You get two. Yes, because you get two of those and you get one of these. Now that is a hibiscus flower, isn't it? So again, so these are your sort of wooden elements that you're going to get that so much fun. You're going to get 30 of these. Now, I know they're on a cocktail stick. I like to look at things in a totally different way. And you wouldn't necessarily think, I'll buy some of these leaves on a cocktail stick. But it is beautiful. That is a fabulous leaf right on there. It's got some depth on it. It's 1/4 of an inch deep. I know it's about 3/4 of an inch high. But what that is going to do, it's going to look fabulous. So you've got your design here. You've maybe got that leaf there. You've got one of my other kits that we got. Remember the kit with all that, the red kit? So we've got some of this. And this is going to sit in there, lovely. We're going to have that. And what you're going to do with these is almost like those hairpins that you can get. We're going to use them in exactly the same way, and they're going to sit and they're going to look fabulous. You're going to alternate them at different heights on the front of your card or on this, and they're going to be fabulous. Can you tell I'm a little bit excited about my kit? So bringing in stuff from your other kits, bringing in stuff that you've already got in the stack, and you're going to get loads of these. I can think you're going to get 30, 20. Where have I got it wrote down? You are going to get 20 of these. So that's a heck of a lot more than obviously what I've got in my hand there. Now, these are a plastic leaf. I love the fact that they've even got the holes in that the actual plant does. So you're going to get 5 of these. And again, these are a nice size. So pop in that there, 4 inches by 3 inches. So you're going to get those. You are going to get a metre of this. So you're going to get 2 meters of this. Now, I love this. It's almost a black and you've got that vine. So it's literally vine that you're going to be getting. It's like plaited. Jill, sorry I'm late. That's quite all right, Jill. We'll let you off. We were talking about you earlier, about how amazing you are at your mixed media. So you're going to get 2 meters of this. And then you're also going to get 2 meters of this. So again, it's leaves, it's that vine. Let's find the end. Which I adore, which is, again, it's just I like to bring you different textures. So I don't want to bring you the same kind of silk leaves all the time or paper flowers. So you've got lots of different textures going on, even down to the ribbon. And I don't want to just bring you normal ribbon every time either. So you're going to get something a little bit different in my box each and every time. So the washi, the petals, the acrylic beads, all of these. And then again, this 12 by 12 stencil, if you wanted to go buy it, it's $18.99 on its own. And you're getting this and the whole of what I've just been showing you, and then the 2 paper pads, 12 by 12 and a 6 by 6 for £40. Oh, and one of these. I love it. And I know I've only given you one. I'm not being tight. They're really expensive. But this one, and some of them look really cheap and tacky, but this is a lovely one. And I love the fact that it's on that wired adjustable thingamabob. So let me pop all this to the side. So again, congratulations to those of you who did pre-order this. If you didn't and you've seen it and you want it, pop me a message. And if I get enough people to allow me to order in another bunch of this, then I absolutely will do. So let's pop all that to the side. So we've gone through, apparently, who else are you sharing a brain with? You could use one as a stamp. You could, what could we use as a stamp? Oh, you're sweeping your craft room at the minute. You can barely see the floor. Oh, have you been busy, Christine? Leaves in a stick as a stamp as such. Can't see why not. Can't see why not. I mean, it's just MDF. So I would imagine so. Right, so I'm going to show you another demo. Where have I put it? I'm not going to show you one. We're going to do one. So just one more thing that I sort of wanted to show you. Again, we don't like cutting into our papers, but you have to. So just another sort of nice, quick, easy, simple way to create. Let me just move that. A nice, simple card without too much trouble, too much bother, but, you know, it's still something that we can not cover too much up, but we're still crafting. So all I've got here, so I've made this a bit smaller than I normally do for the simple fact I didn't want to get my big manual die cutting machine out. So I didn't want to use one of my big dies. So I've got my June. No, I ain't got my June. What have I got? My MIDI, which just sat behind me, and I just could not be bothered to get my big die cutting machine out. So I've done it on a smaller version. But for me, normally I would do this on a bigger version. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So this is a 6x8 inch piece of card. And these are my dies. These are Chloe's Creative cards. These are awesome. So they go up to an 8x8 in size. They're a rectangle, so not 8x8, but you know what I mean. And I've just picked 2 of the sizes. Now, just to cut that aperture out. So this one is 3¼ by 4½. And then I just picked the bigger one out. And I did this so I could run it through my Junior. So I've used that one to cut the aperture out of this one. And then I've used the one that's just the one size off, which you can, you know, it's entirely up to you. You can use 2 or 3 sizes up if you want. And I just wanted to have, let me lift it up. Oh, in fact, let me turn that over so you can see it better. So I just wanted that thin white border on the outside and on the inside. Now you can put acetate in there if you want, or you can leave it as it is. I'm just going to leave it as it is, purely for speed. But again, I suppose it depends what you want to do with it, because there's 2 different ways that you can do this. So this is one of those waterfall pieces that I've used. So I'm absolutely not going to get rid of that, because that's going to make a beautiful topper. Oh, are we loving the nesting dies? Those nesting dies are awesome. I have got, in fact, I get distracted very easy, sorry. Bear with me. I have got well, I know these aren't Chloe's. I got these from Craft Stash, but they're shutting down, aren't they? But I think Chloe does do an octagony, hexagony type thing. But so I've got the fancy rectangles as well, which obviously they're going to work perfectly together. So I've got the normal and the fancy rectangles from Chloe. And then I've got the squares. And there's so many in there. There's 29. It goes down, you can see how small. It goes down to an inch square. So I've got squares, I've got the fancy circles, fancy ovals, normal ovals. And again, they're obviously going to work together beautifully. No, I'm not working for Chloe. I'm not on any sort of commission. I just love them. There's so many in there. So then you've got the fancy squares and then the normal circles. But I thought I would, if you go to her website, she's got so many more as well. She's got some awesome stuff. There is a huge amount of crafty goodness out there when you look. There absolutely is. So much fabulous stuff. So back to this, we're just going to glue this. And again, I was saying you can pop some acetate behind that window if you want to. And obviously, if you don't want to, you don't have to. So, I was saying, just reminding myself of what I was saying. The acetate, to do it or not to do it, I suppose it depends on what you're doing with it. So what I'm going to do with it is I want to have this bowed. Now, normally, if I'm just creating just a stand-up card, obviously I'm going to pop this together properly in a minute, that bows, I do it a lot bigger. So this is only 6 inches wide. And my my base, so my back is 5 inches wide and I've got 1/2 inch tab at each side. Normally, if my back piece was going to be 5 inches wide, what I like to do is I make this wider so you've got a bigger dome on the front. This is going to give me a little dome, and it was pure laziness because of me not wanting to get my machine out. So this is 6 inches wide, that's 5 inches wide. It's going to give me a little dome. If you want a bigger dome, obviously you make this wider, and hence you can have a bigger aperture in the front. So while that is just drying, I'm going to bring in, just looking for some red liner tape. I won't ask Caroline because I know that she's run out. If you're ever going to add some sort of dome or something that's going to put pressure on the card to be in a way that is not natural for it. So this to be domed is not natural. It's going to want to pop. Now, if you use a glue that's not good enough, it is going to pop off. And you don't want it to pop off when it's been gifted or sold. Right, so red liner say, always my go-to. I'm sorry, Caroline, I had to. Listen, you're part of my design team now. What can I say? So I'm using a 6. Normally, I would probably use a 6mm. Normally, I would use the 12mm, which is obviously twice the depth. But this is the one. I mean, I've got lots, Caroline. I've got loads of red liners, eh? So pop this down each side. Oh. So again, what I'm going to say is normally I would have my back piece. So this one is 5x8. This would just be a 5x8. My tabs wouldn't normally be on the back. Doesn't really matter, but my tabs would normally be on this. But again, because I didn't want to get my die cutting machine out, I kept this the width of my plate that fits through my midi, which is 6 inches. It doesn't really matter because we're going to glue this to this side and then we're going to bring it round. Now, if the tabs were on here, we would be doing the same. We would be gluing this tab to the back of this. So it really doesn't matter. So if you're, again, if you've been a bit lazy or you don't have a bigger die cutting machine, you can still get away with doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bone folder and we're going to encourage that card to go where we want it to. We want it to have that beautiful curve on it. If you haven't got a bone folder or if you're sort of struggling to do the bottom bit, what I do is, I know you can't see the edge of my desk, but imagine you can. So imagine this is the edge of my desk, right? And you're just going to scrape it down the edge of your desk. And what that does is exactly what the bone folder's doing. But when you've got a bigger piece to do, it's so much easier to do it on your desk, or just the edge of your desk. So I've got that lovely curve going on now. So we're going to pop it on me. You, Madame Michelle, need to put I've never been told to button my beak before. I've been told to do many things. I'm loving that one. So I am trying to keep looking up and see comments. If I do miss anything, pop it back up. So just one side at a time. So I'm going to pop right, and I can see my score line. So then when I bring this one in and add it on, you can see that I've got a lovely dome, but what I like to do is I like to have a bigger dome, but this one is absolutely perfect. So before I add that on, we're going to use one of the papers in the back as the background. So let me just grab one. Should we grab this one? What I want to do is I want to have one where you've got whatever it is, you've got the beautiful image, you've got the birds, you've got the animals, really in the middle as a good focal point. So, no, I think I'm going to use that one because I've got 6x6s printed out, but I don't, it's too high for a 6x6. So we will stick with that one. Just looking for this. Right, so this is why I've changed up the A4s. Because now what I need to do is I need to trim, if I want to use this as an 8x8, I need to trim all of the sides to get rid of that white. And if you've got the new design, then you don't have to do that. And plus you get a little extra design as well. So I'm going to bring this in, and because I want that to be right in the center. So, I mean, do I want it a little bit off center? So let's just trim that. So what did I say? It's 5 inches, isn't it? It is. So let's trim this down to, I'm going to go the tiniest little bit under 5. So just that first knot, I'm going to go under because I want the image from edge to edge. I don't want some matte and layer in the back. I want it to go from edge to edge. And then just trim that down to, I've already forgot what size I said it was, 8 inches. So again, just that one notch under that 8. So then I have got that beautiful image, and when I bring it in, you can see it beautifully. Now, maybe I could bring it down a little bit. If you've got an image that you want to use and you can't bring it down a little bit, or you need to bring it up, just adjust where you put your aperture. You can take it a little bit further up, bring it further down, use a bigger die. Use all your decorative dies. Don't just use your square one. I used it because I just felt it works lovely. So just glue this up. I'm going to pop it in there. Throw the kitchen sink at it. That would look amazing with a flower display coming out the front. Fine. Will you all stop reading my mind? So that is why I said it's up to you whether you have acetate on the front or not. If you acetate on the front, you wouldn't do what Caroline's just suggested. But so let me get this. Obviously, if you don't, that means that all these bits that you get in with this collection, you're going to be able to use coming out of that aperture if you so wish. So, this side's always the trickiest because obviously you can't lay it flat to pop it down. So just do your top bit first and then hold it. It doesn't matter if you hold that bit flat, okay? And then just walk it down. You do have a little bit of time with red liner. If you don't squash it down perfectly, you can, on occasion, pull it back up and line it up. I think we all have a different way to doing that. A different way of doing that. We all find our own way to do things. So you've got that beautiful design. I've got a beautiful bow. Now, if you find that that's bowing out as well, then add an extra piece of card as a matte layer on the back. Because obviously this is a 300 and that is. So one, that's why it's so important to really encourage this with a bone folder. But if you just add another piece of 300 GSM card on the back, where you're going to add your message or anything like that, then that's going to add just that little bit of extra strength. But you just need to tease it a little bit. Really give those a good burnish, and it will straighten. But it doesn't really matter. As long as it stands, as long as you've got the lovely bow at the front, then that's all you need. Then now all you need to do is you need to decide what you want to sort of decorate it with. Well, my thought was I was going to glue, if it wasn't the Jungle Collection and I was doing something pretty, I like to add a bow all the way around there. I think it sets off the aperture, makes it stand out, but that would look quite nice going round there. So would the vine. This is where I get myself into a right mess, isn't it? So would the vine, that would look really nice just wrapped around the bottom, because I like to put my sentiment there. If I've got acetate in there, then you're going to do something different. What was I going to say? Did you see that just slip straight out of my head? Without the acetate, this is where you can bring that up there. So you can have that sort of coming out. If you've got more flowers to add to this, you can really go to town with your flowers. Where is my, bear with me, two. Did anyone see where I've put my wooden bits? Over here, I've got them. Dropped them all on the floor, but I've got them. So again, so this is where obviously we can't use these. Actually, you could if you wanted to. If you've made a bigger one, or I've got a dome. If you want to create this as a square front with an aperture, that one's definitely going to sit a little bit better, because obviously the wood's not going to curve round. But this is where you can bring these in. So you can bring these in, and they are going to either on the inside sit lovely, or on the outside they're going to sit lovely. Obviously you can trim that down if you want. We've all got a little bit of string. String is just our string, isn't it? String or twine, it's going to work absolutely beautiful. If I've got my sentiment here, instead of adding 3 gems like we do as card makers, you've got these beautiful little leaves. So add some of these round your sentiment. So, for instance, let me just trim this down. I'll turn it over so you can see it. So that is my sentiment. I'm going to pop 1, 2, or 3 of these. However you want, but I'm going to pop 1, 2, or 3 of those at the edge of my sentiment. Offset it a little bit, add your sentiment, add some little flowers, add some little beads, rather than those 3 gems, which look lovely. If you want to pop 3 gems there, or you want to pop 3 gems there and 3 gems across the bottom, instead of doing that, add these, because that's what I've popped them in for. As much as I've given you some lovely gems, I want you to use something different. Now, if you wanted to use these here instead, obviously you can cut that stick right down. And again, you've got other bits from other collections. If you want these on the inside coming out, add some of this just in there, showing as much or as little as you want. Obviously, glue it down. But again, you've got that there. So if you fussy cut some of your leaves out, or your flowers, or if you fussy cut, you've got some of these smaller ones and you want to fussy cut those out and have them sat in there, you absolutely can. Because what you've got given yourself with this, either some moss, but can you see that all right? Starting to get a little bit darker and my light's starting to go. So you can get moss, you can get you know that stuff that you get, cheesecloth? Has any of you seen the cheesecloth? Know what I mean by cheesecloth? I love cheesecloth. I have got a load somewhere, and it's literally you just pull it apart, and it creates a fabulous base for you to put your gems on, for you to sort of fussy cut and build up those layers. But when you're building up those layers, it's a different texture, so you're adding the textures as well. So you can be popping that in there. These can be sitting in and coming out. You can be popping these in there because they're going to glue in as well. So everything that I've given you in your kit, I want you to view. I'm going to say view through my eyes, but yeah, view it through my eyes, because I want you to view it in a lovely, different way. You're going to build up a little scene that's in and out, and it just makes it look a little bit different. Yeah, muslin, cheese. I call it cheesecloth because the husband's got some. Ben's got some, and he uses it when he's making a curry. Because the ones that we've got, obviously, it's food safe. He wraps all these bits and bobs in it, those little bits that you don't want to eat, I don't know what they're called, but he puts them in a muslin cloth. Or when you're doing stews or anything like that, you put it in that muslin cloth, so you've got the flavours coming from them, but then you can just take it out and throw all these bits away. You can tell I don't cook, can't you? But again, so if I move if I leave that there, if you wanted to have one of these, so you've inked this up, you've decorated that up, that can be on the inside. Everything in your kit, you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with. Bouquet garni, that's it. Thank you very much, Caroline. You can colour cheesecloth. Yeah, absolutely. You can just, all these things that we look at, and I think as a card maker, and then as someone who dabbles in a little bit of mixed media, views things so differently. So I'm not saying that I'm a Liz. I'm definitely not saying that, I'm a Gill or Jill. So it's because it's with a G. Or even like Leonie, or there's so many out there who you can watch who just push that boundary just a little bit. And that's what I like to do with my craft kits. I like to put something in there that's a little bit different. But so with regards to that and that, so you can see how you can cut up your papers, but you're still getting the full effect of how fabulous they can be. So it's definitely what I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to do lots of simple card making techniques for you, where you would still getting the full effect of your cards, but you're still having a lot of fun. What time are we on? 20 past 8. Timed that pretty well, didn't I? So I think I'm done. I think I've gone through absolutely everything. Unless anyone wants just another one or two sneaky peeks of some birthday stuff, then I can bring sort of that out. I'm technically a Midlands lass, therefore I love gravy. So you obviously know I'm a Yorkshire lass, and Yorkshire people and gravy is like, it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? A few weeks ago, my sister came down to visit my son and obviously the grandson, and we were chatting away, and she says, she can't have MSG, I think it is, so she can't have gravy. And you should have heard my eldest son, Joseph. He went, "You can't have gravy." He was absolutely distraught at the fact that she can't eat gravy because we're from Yorkshire. Wish you could have heard it. He was devastated on behalf of her. Absolutely. Right, so a few of you saying more sneaky peeks, so I'm going to bring in just a couple more things. Let me pop those to the side. Ignore my mess, guys. I'll clear up later, I promise. Let's have a look. What can I bring in? Oh, I know what I can show you. Can you still hear me? I'm not far away. Right, I hope you're all going to love this. I do. So we've got a few things coming up for birthday. And I told you I was bringing out some everyday backgrounds as well. So where's it gone? What have I done with it? So everyday background may include just some scripts. So this is obviously in a 12 by 12. You're going to get it in the A4. Your older collections 8 by 8 available. Yes, we will be printing all of those in the new format now. So everyday backgrounds. So you're going to have some lovely scripts. Script is absolutely gorgeous to stamp on and then colour in because it still pops through. That script still pops through. So if you've got a beautiful flourish of flowers, stamp it on there and colour it in. It looks amazing. Your script is actually script and music score. So you're going to get 6 scripts and you're going to get 6 different music backgrounds. Just let me try and put this away without showing you the whole pack. But it was definitely something, can't get it in. It was definitely something that I was asked for. Just those sort of, I don't want to say basic because it makes me sound asked and answered, lol. It makes it sound rubbish, but just backgrounds, just which is why I call them every day. So just everyday backgrounds. Now, let me see. I've only printed these in a 6 by 6 at the minute. Let's not bear with me. They are here somewhere. I've got so much goodness right next to me. You can't even believe. So, who likes Highland cows? Now, I have been asked by so many people about Highland cows. I know Leona from Glitzcraft has some of the most amazing stencils that are Highland cows. She's got a layering stencil. She's got lots of MDF. MDF. What's the word I'm looking for? Buildable. She's got this MDF Highland cow that's like a layering one. She's got like 4 or 5 layers. She's got loads of stuff. So if you love Highland cows, go look at Glitzcraft because she's got some fabulous stuff. But so this is going to be one of mine that I'm bringing. Obviously, that's only printed in a 6 by 6 at the minute. I made a beaded Highland cow. Did you really? You need to share that. Oh, Island. I'm sorry, it's the accent, Shannon. So, some Highland cows that I'm going to be bringing to you. So that is one of the black ones. Hello. Sorry, that was my daughter. She's just come in. And then that is one of the ginger, I think, Highland cows, aren't they? This is one of my ginger Highland cows. But so I've got like portraits, I almost want to say, with the Highland cows, which you're gonna love. Oh, I haven't printed them out in 12 by 12. I've seen them in it, but they are awesome. And then we have got some more scenes, which I'm absolutely loving as well. So, I'd try to do something for everyone. So that is something else that's coming out as well. I don't want to show you anything else. I want to show you everything, but at the same time, I don't. But there's lots more coming out. So it's, it's a full week of birthdays, which is the first week in June. It's going to be a full week of releases. There's going to be something for everyone. I showed you earlier the Rainbow Craft Kit is going to include pad. So I've got obviously other designs. So these are, again, they're going to be my everyday backgrounds, but this is they're going to be in the kit with lots of, I've got some really cool stuff coming in that kit. But the backgrounds, remember, are going to come. So if it's the backgrounds, everyday backgrounds, the A4 is going to look like this. If it's in one of my paper collections, A4 will look like that. Okay, so everyday backgrounds, because it made more sense to give you a full A4 if that's the size that you wanted to buy as a background. But the A4 as my main collections are going to come like this. So I'm really excited. Oh, I'm seeing lots of excitement. Seems like everything keeps getting better and better. You and Ben have really outdone yourselves. Cute. Great for a beachy wedding collection too. Absolutely. So I'm very, very excited. So I was in the middle of something. What was I saying? Birthday week. The first week in June, lots and lots of goodies, something for everyone. Even if there's nothing that you want, I would love you to join me every day, because there's going to be demos. There's going to be some giveaways. There's going to be, I've got the craft box. I have something else that I'm bringing you as well. It's a kit, but it's not like a craft kit. It's a kit of, I'm just going to say, vintage summer. And I'm just going to leave that with you. But that's going to come as a kit. So it's going to be a set kit. There's a particular pad in there that's going to be a 12 by 12. Then you're going to have some different sized elements to go with it to build. So it's going to, I'm not going to say any more because I can't help it. I'm going to tell you the whole thing, and then birthday's not going to be a surprise. But yes, I'm very, very excited for it. But where am I? Back to what we was actually here for today. This is what we're releasing today. So there's those 3 pads, if you remember: the Birds of Paradise, the Animals of Eden, and then you've got, I can bring it out, the waterfalls. So, and obviously the kit. So remember, message me if you do want to be considered for this kit. And then I can put another order in. Obviously, message me if you want to place an order of any of this. If you've got any questions, if you missed something, if you asked me something and I missed it, pop me a message below this video. I've put all my links on there. So you've got my email on there, you've got my Facebook, Instagram, and even my Pinterest on there, because I know there's a couple of people doesn't have sort of Facebook and Instagram. So as Shannon has just very kindly said, don't forget to like. Just clicking on that like or the subscribe, all that kind of stuff means as much to me as you purchasing, because it just means I'm getting out there, and then we're getting more people seeing and things like that. Now I'm feeling a lot better. We're going to get on with demos. So I'm going to get some lives sort of set up. I'm going to pre-record some stuff and get them popped on there as well. So lots more education with my kits, with my papers, definitely coming towards you guys. So I'm sticking to the plastic again. That was me typing my excitement of a scream. Did you scream in seagull? I love that. Right, so thank you all so much for joining me. When I have decorated these up, and I'm going to do the patchwork ones as well, I'll get them posted so you can see them. I don't actually think he looks that bad with his head cut off. It could be worse. So thank you all so much. I'm glad that you're all loving it. I'm going to let you all get off now. I'm going to go get my tea. I'm going to get my tea and a cup of tea. And yeah, any questions, let me know. Pop me a message with your orders. All my papers will be posted. I'll put the albums up tomorrow so you can go and have a look tomorrow. And of course, I'll share that everywhere. And this next month, you'll be getting lots of sneaky peeks of stuff that's coming up for birthday. And obviously, I've got lots of fabulous people on the team that are helping me out. So we've got an exciting month coming up, definitely. Right. I will let you all go. I know I've said it a few times, but I have to say it at least 10 times. Thank you all so much for joining me and bearing with me while I've been ill this past, I think it's been 6 weeks now. So thank you all so much, and I will see you very, very soon.